So this is going to be a quick run through of my human osteology notebook. Just to start off, these are all my flashcards. They don't really fit into my notebook, but I have every term that we've been given so far. I do have a few to complete, but those are all the ones that I've completed so far. This is human osteology notebook. So I have all of the worksheets that we've done so far, beginning from in order, basically. So just show off those completed. I haven't color coded them, but I probably will towards the end of the semester just to help with studying. And I have the syllabus in the back over there. And then what I usually do is go through, just take notes, draw kind of rough sketches of everything. So you'll see throughout the notebook that I have a lot of just like really ugly looking but helpful diagrams. Some have color, some are just, my best interpretation at the time while taking notes of what I think I'm looking at. And then I go back through usually and make better diagrams later on, just so that I can help myself better understand everything. But the majority of my notebook is just notes from lecture and reading. This is some in-class stuff, some quiz material, quiz notes, which I like to go back through most of the time to correct most of my answers. More little drawings and notes. Try to be really thorough with taking notes, stopping the videos a lot just to draw little diagrams like that. And then here I start my drawings of the skeletal bones, or skull bones, sorry. So this is the cranial bones, first part with labeled parts, labeled features, usually labeled direction, more notes from class, and the rest of the skull drawings. More quiz notes and some highlighted, and I try to use color a lot when I'm making my notes, just so that my eyes are drawn to the really important things. Not going to go over all of that, but here's the endocranial view of the skull. I use color to indicate the different bones, which you can see here, and I highlight or go around and did all of the features. Here's the anterior view of the skull, same thing. I did that for all of the views of the skull. I also have some sketches of teeth, just kind of like the overall arrangement. Lots of notes about the teeth. Just more notes. Some tables from quizzes we've taken. I just made a really organized table for all the kinds of teeth and maxillary versus mandibular. More quizzes, quiz review, more notes. This is a lot of in-class stuff. The posterior view of the skull is same kind of colored coded layout. Same with the lateral view of the skull. The inferior view of the skull and the anterior view of the orbits. I wanted to just get really close up on the orbit so that it wouldn't focus on the other bones, it'd just be the bones of the orbit, which I know are hard to remember. This is all of the this is the maxillary dentition, all labeled with direction and different features. This is the mandibular dentition with the same criteria. Getting more into the notes. My sketches are kind of all throughout, so there isn't just one kind of place I can keep them all. Try to keep them close to where we're covering at the time. Some little sketches of the ribs, and sternum, and rib cage. Here's some smaller things of the vertebrae and the ribs. Some more quiz notes. Anatomical position of the pectoral girdle. Some kind of rougher sketches of the clavicle and scapula. 3 different views there, just of rough sketches. Here are my really good sketches of the clavicle, the sternum, and the scapula, labeled, and my view of the pectoral girdle, which is a little bit more nice than the last one. More rough sketches of everything, just within my notes. And I printed out some photos of joints because I thought it would be hard to capture all of the muscle attachments and the joint itself with my terrible artistic skill. Same here, just showing different muscles, where they attach. Printed these off right from the lecture. Here are all of the ribs labeled. Here's the other half. Here are all the vertebrae labeled with all of the features. And then good sketches of the humerus, the radius, and the ulna, labeled with features. And lastly, the elbow joint, labeled 2 views with features. And that about does it for my notebook. Thank you.